Well, they've officially knocked Evil Geniuses out of contention for Worlds and begun their path through the lower bracket, the gauntlet, I guess, in typical C9 fashion. I'm joined right now by Nisqy, with coverage brought to you by Alienware. All right, Nisqy, so a lot of people have been kind of wondering, C9's in trouble. They've been for a bit. The loss to FlyQuest, I think, probably spooked a lot of C9 fans. So how did you recover going into today's match against EG?
I mean, after our game against FlyQuest, I think most of us knew that we lost all these games, but it was kind of on us and not really on FlyQuest like outplaying us or just playing better macro than us or anything. I think we just took like a lot of fights when Shen was 6. I TF ulted on Lilia when TF was 6, just random stuff that should not happen. But after the games, we just all watched VODs of it, and we all realized like, what the hell? Like, we're playing so bad. Like, why the hell did we do all these stuff, you know? And like every game, Rift was gone at like 8 minutes. They get towers, and the game just snowballs really fast. So we just decided to be like chill, and we all know that we never make these mistakes usually in scrims as well. So I feel like for us that day was kind of an off day where I don't think anyone played necessarily great on our team, and no one was necessarily like making plans or thinking ahead and stuff like that. So I think it was just one day off for us, and we all knew that if today, or like when we play EG, we knew that if we just play our game like the same way we do every time, then we should win. And yeah, that's what happened today. So
I mean, it sounds like you were able to keep your confidence up, but was there any bit of nervousness, or were you at least a little shook going into this compared to maybe how most of your games have been this year? Because obviously you knew that at stake was the chance for you guys to go to World. So being one match away from elimination after having such a strong year, that's gotta increase nerves a little bit for everyone, right?
yeah, I mean, to be honest, since it's been what 2, 3, 4 weeks, we have not been like doing that insane on stage, and everyone could see it. So for me, we were still kind of a top team, but not as good as we're in spring. And in my head, I was not like, oh man, last split we're so good, like we have to do as well as we did. I was like, okay, we just need to get better and actually play the game right because we're playing it so bad. For me, I was just kind of focusing on how do we actually win games, or how should we play to win games, because the meta really changed. And then we tried a lot of stuff in scrims, and we found some picks, and then right now it's kind of figuring out, kind of working, where we know what is good for us and stuff. So we're slowly getting there for sure.
Has there been any sense of panic or alarm bells going off, even if you guys have known what you need to do? I don't know if coaches or like Jack's been around the house a little bit more, making sure that everybody's focusing. Like, because I gotta bet like it's got to be scary, for other people. Like you guys might know you're in control. Like, oh, if we just adjust this, we'll be able to start winning again. But for other people who are like, wait, we were winning all this and now we're losing. That's got to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of an interesting story where in spring we're dominating everyone, and now we're in the loser bracket, and if we lose one more game, we're actually out. So maybe for people it's like really surprising, but for us, I think everyone thought we were doing against FlyQuest and then just play TL or GG, and didn't happen. Sucks, but we still know that we can still beat everyone, and I think that's what keeps us going, because I'm pretty sure every one of my teammates know that we can beat anyone, and we're still playing with confidence. So
Do you think you guys took FlyQuest for granted as an opponent, given that you'd had such a great record against them over the course of the year?
no, I don't think so. I don't think we necessarily played like disrespectful or just ignored the basics of the game, stuff like that. I think we just played really bad that day, and I think they played a decent League of Legends game where they didn't make that many mistakes, and yeah, they just punished ours, and then they had scaling comps. We also had some, but we just played worse that day, and they just took over the games.
Well, what did you think of Evil Geniuses in this match, right? Because obviously you guys were able to clear them out in a 3-0. It did feel like there were a couple moments in time where they led the game or maybe controlled it. And a lot of people were saying even that in that first game that, I was watching like the Meteos Sneaky co-stream, and they were like, yeah, it kind of felt like EG had control of that game and yet still somehow found a way to lose it. So what was it like for you playing against them?
I thought they played okay. I don't think they did anything special today. For example, game one, I think we lost some fights, I think, but we were playing them really wrong. Once we figured out that I just had to go under carries with Vladimir, then we knew that we'd win fights, and then we started to win every fight from that, for example. So I feel like they played okay game 1. Game 2 and 3, I feel like they weren't sure on like how to close out the game or how to play against my champ in general. Because game 3, I mean, every time I had ult, someone would die, no matter what. And I was like, hey guys, let's just switch from ult, and then I will just kill someone again, right? So I felt like they didn't play that great. I felt like our play today was much cleaner than the past games, and yeah, we're slowly getting there. So,
Well, tomorrow you'll find out who you're playing against, either GG or TSM. Which one do you expect to win, and is there one of them that you would prefer to play against?
I think GG is probably an easier matchup for us than TSM, just because I think GG is kind of playing the same style as us, or like at least mid jungle. I don't know about the rest of the team, but Damonte likes to play these roaming champs and stuff. So I think we're just better at that than they are. So I think that will give it a bit of advantage. But against TSM, I feel like they have kind of threats everywhere, and I think especially Björk has been doing really well right now, and I feel like he already showed that he can carry some games. So I feel like it's probably easier against GG, but I still think that if you play TSM, we can still beat them. It doesn't really matter for me.
Is it easy? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it easier for Cloud9 if you guys face TSM, or sorry, Golden Guardians, or is it easier for you because you're like Damonte, very similar to me, Bjergsen on a wreck, so
no, I mean, I think playing against TSM would be harder for us, or for me as well, because I think Bjergsen is better than Damonte.
Sure.
And I feel like GGS would allow me to do way more than probably what I would do against TSM, or like I would have to change a bit.
But which one do you think will win tomorrow?
I think it's really hard to say. If I had to bet on someone, I'd bet on Closer. So let's say GG will win.
Yeah. I mean, is there a component of that as well? It would be fun for you to play against Closer.
Yeah.
If GG wins.
I mean, every time I play against Closer, we have a lot of banter where he thinks he's better than me, and then it's like you need to win to prove a point, right? So
yeah.
I feel like I want them to win, and then I want to beat Closer out of World's contention.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fun. I'll never enjoy or have that moment of eliminating a close friend from their dreams. So I hope you could have that. That sounds great. Other than that, you know, what is the mood at Cloud9? Because everybody's kind of making comparisons to lower bracket. Feels a lot like Gauntlet, which you know, is a historical Cloud9 thing. So is there a lot of just like, don't worry guys, it's just like Gauntlet, we're gonna get through, everything's fine?
I mean, for me, it's just I've never really been in a Gauntlet, I think, before. Like last year, we qualified majorly.
Yeah. I just meant for Cloud9. I don't know if like
I mean, nothing's really changed. It's not like Jack came in the room and was like, guys, it's Gauntlet, we'll win it. You know, like there's nothing happening. It's just the same things, but I think just a bit of more pressure. Where, for example, when we had a draft meeting yesterday. It was like Rupert was like, okay, tomorrow might be the most important game of this season, and you guys are sure you want to play these picks and these picks, right?
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I want to play this champion because it might be our last games, and I'm more confident on this, for example.
Sure.
And also, Rupert kind of gave the speech of like, at least to me, that like I should play really well today, and if I just play as how I do in scrims, that we'd win. And I felt like today I did a way better job than against FlyQuest, where I took a bit control of the game in most of the games. So yeah, for me it was just adding pressure on me, and I felt like I just did better than how I did before. So. Even though there were some blue cards and some red cards, but that doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, as I mentioned, I was watching Meteos' co-stream with Sneaky, and I asked them if they had a question for you. So actually, I have a clip that I'm going to have you watch.
Travis says, do you or Sneaky have a question for Nisqy?
For Nisqy?
For Nisqy.
Ask him about the TF builds. Like,
okay.
Why don't people build AP more often? Because it looked pretty damn good.
I mean, Nisqy's building AP.
Yeah, okay. But he built the Zeal third the previous game.
He only built Zeal third in one of the games.
What did he do the first game?
In game 2, he just went like pure AP.
My TF builds.
Yeah, game 1, he was like
Oh, yeah, he went AP.
Rod, Lichbane, Deathcap, Void.
Yeah, so ask him about why he goes rapid fire.
Hmm.
And like why he goes at third.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Unless you got
question.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I mean, my thinking is if the enemy is down by any MR, then usually I go full AP. If there's a chance of them buying MR, or if I'm getting kind of outranged by their characters, well, I think that game they had Kalen, and they also had Cassio, so the extra range was better for me, in my opinion, rather than having more damage. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking. And to be honest, I'm not necessarily sure what's best in these situations. Also, like I'm trying them solo queue in scrims as well, and I kind of go with the feeling. So I think if they orange me a bit, then Farcan is pretty good. Or if they have short carries as well, then I can just stun them from so much more. And full AP is just good if they buy no MR, like this last game where no one had any MR, and I was so fed. So
yeah, very good. Well, hey, thank you, Nisqy, for the interview. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the Cloud9 fans out there?
Anything to say? It's rough. I think lots of fans are kind of upset because we lost the FlyQuest in like such a bad way. We all know that we've not been looking that good lately, but we're really working on it. Felt like our win against Egypt today were not like the cleanest, but at least we know kind of what direction to go in. So I think if we have a good wave scrims, we should be able to beat GGS or TSM next week, and just keep trusting us, and we'll make it to Worlds. So yeah, thank you for supporting us still, and make sure to send good vibes towards us.
Very good. Well, I'm sure they will, Nisqy. Thank you again for the interview.
Yeah.
For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching that interview. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been great to cover playoffs, and it's been really cool to see how people have embraced the content, even though I'm making it not in person over the course of this year. I do want to give a shout out to Intel Gamer Days right now for Alienware. You can win the ultimate battle station, including a $300 gift card to celebrate Intel Gamer Days. That's a giveaway that Alienware is doing. There's a link in the video description below, alienware.com/Travis. That runs between now and August 27th as part of Intel Gamer Days. So either way, thank you so much for watching. Please enter to win, because that'll actually help me out a ton. Again, that link is in the video description. You can also use Travis10 off Q3 to save 10% off of your subscription. Also on the screen right now might be a link to my book channel. I think it'll be right here. If you wanna see some cool content, go take a look at that too.